CBS News has learned the alleged Golden State Killer will be charged this morning for what investigators believe was his very first murder. Joseph DeAngelo is accused of shooting Claude Snelling in Visalia, California in 1975. In interviews you'll see only on CBS This Morning, we spoke to Snelling's daughter, who was held at gunpoint the night of her father's murder, and the district attorney and police chief who will announce today's new charges. DeMarco Morgan shows us why this case is challenging for prosecutors. DeMarco, good morning.
Good morning, guys. A fascinating yet disturbing story. Police believe the Golden State Killer began his crime spree in the small farming town of Visalia. That's where detectives say his criminal behavior escalated from sadistic burglar to notorious serial killer.
In my heart, I believe he's the one, and that my father was his first victim.
Elizabeth Hupp's father, Claude Snelling, gave up his life to save her from being abducted by the so-called Visalia ransacker. In September 1975, she says a masked gunman broke into her bedroom in the middle of the night, threatened her, and then dragged her out to their carport.
That's when I heard my dad yell, and the man with the ski mask pushed me to the ground, turned, shot my dad twice as he was coming through the back door.
The killer fled. Snelling died on the way to the hospital. Hupp was 17 years old at the time.
He's always been my hero. I would not be here today, I'm sure of it, if it hadn't been for him.
The crime started here in Visalia.
Tulare County District Attorney Tim Ward believes Snelling was the first victim murdered by Joseph DeAngelo, the suspected Golden State Killer.
We're filing first-degree murder charges against Mr. DeAngelo, along with an allegation that he used a firearm in the commission of that murder.
During the 1970s and 80s, DeAngelo allegedly committed at least 12 other murders and more than 50 rapes in 10 California counties. DNA evidence led to his arrest in April. While DeAngelo is not directly linked to Snelling's murder by DNA, Police Chief Jason Salazar says he can prove DeAngelo is also the Visalia ransacker.
We have been able to locate victims and witnesses that were able to identify Mr. DeAngelo as the suspect back in that time. Those crimes were ultimately tied to the murder of Claude Snelling by a firearm that was taken from one of the ransacker burglaries.
At the time of Snelling's murder, DeAngelo worked as a police officer about 12 miles away in the town of Exeter. He is also suspected at about 100 burglaries and attempted sex assaults in Visalia.
The only crime that we can attribute to Mr. DeAngelo that has not passed the statute of limitations is the murder of Mr. Snelling.
DeAngelo has not yet entered a plea in his criminal cases.
I'm just very happy that he's caught. He's a very evil person.
The Visalia ransacker was nearly captured 3 months after Snelling's murder. He managed to escape after firing a gun at a detective who tried to arrest him. And shortly after that, investigators believe he moved to the Sacramento area, beginning a new crime wave as the East area rapist. Just when you thought the story couldn't get any worse, we have this now.
The linkages through the years between these killings.
Her father certainly is a hero. That's the way she feels about it.
Very heroic.
Yeah. DeMarco, thank you very much.